Hello everyone, how are you doing? Haven't been around in a while. As some of you know and some of you don't, I lost my daughter in March, and here it is September, and so it's been 6 months. I haven't felt like doing art very much, and haven't been feeling like doing videos. But I'm feeling better, and I wanted to share with you today what I have been doing. I've been making journals, and I'm really enjoying journal making. I had been making some before. There were more art journals, but these are journals that I do sell, and you can write in, you can put things in, do all kinds of things in. So what I want to do today is share my journal with you. I'm not going to demonstrate, I'm not going to be showing you anything except what one looks like and the kinds of things that I put in the journal. And hopefully my next video then will be making a little, what I call card journal. So I'm back for now and anxious to share with you. So this is one of my journals that I've been making, and the journals are all called The Journey, and on the front of every journal somewhere is written The Journey. Two things that are common about my journals is the journey on the front, and on the very back cover inside I have written, "Life is a journey, embrace it." And this is because these journals are all made in memory of my daughter Sherry, who loved to journal. So that's why they all have that. But other than that, they're every one uniquely different. Now this one belongs to someone. She hadn't picked it up yet, so I'm going to be showing it to you. I like them thick. When I first started making them, they were thinner, but I really like the thick, juicy journals with lots of wonderful pages. And in these journals, you can write. I've left pages where you can write, you can glue stuff in, you can tape things in, you can do whatever you want to with it. It's your journal once you possess it. So this one, I used an old book. Front and back cover is from an old book that I cut off, and I have lots of old books here at my house because this home was my parents', and I'm an only child, and I have everything that they had, and they had lots of wonderful old books. But you can go and look at garage sales, and you can go to flea markets, and you can find all kinds of old books that are great. Then I took and glued a page from the inside of the book that I thought was really unique and put on the front. I'm just going to kind of show you some of the things that I do and some of the materials I use. If don't want to make this too drawn out, so let's get going. As you can see, buttons for fasteners and ribbons, and I use all kinds of things there. Feathers. There's a feather on the front page. I recycle or upcycle, or however you want to call it, all kinds of materials. So you'll see cards and postcards and photos of art that I've done. Wallpaper is wonderful. And of course painted papers. If you've watched my videos, you've seen me paint papers, and I take those painted papers and I use them in my journals. There's a calendar. This is a flap from a book, and I made little pockets here to put things in. I have bound. You can see that they are bound. I use wax linen, and I'm not going to go into bookbinding here because you can go on Google bookbinding and find everything you want. You can go on Pinterest and put in bookbinding and get all kinds of tutorials. There's lots of different ways to bind, so I'm not going to go into that, but I do bind them with wax linen. And I also like to use my tapes. I paint paper tape, make paper tape, and I have a little workshop on that. If you're interested in that, I'll have all that information at the end, or put it up on the screen while we're looking at this. Also, scrapbook papers. You can get really inexpensive books of scrapbook papers. So just throughout, you've got all kinds of wonderful little pages, big pages. One of the things I like to do, these are cards that I received when I was born from friends congratulating my mom and dad, and I laid them all out and scanned them, and then I print them up, and I do that a lot. I'm trying to find the back. There's the back of it right there. And I do that a lot. Another thing I like to do is go to the fabric store and find really wonderful pieces of fabric that I love the pattern, and I get my little trusty iPhone out and take a photo of it, and then take it home and put it in the computer and print it up. This has some pages from inside a book. This is kind of interesting. I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I was into Polaroid transfers for a while, and this was a Polaroid transfer that I did from a slide that I had. I'm not real sure where I got it, but that's John Wayne right there, and I think it's from Rooster Cogburn, because there's another one later on that shows Katie Hepburn also. So that's kind of fun. Zoom back out here so you can see the whole book. So anyway, these are just ideas. There's some more of my painted papers. That's some of my painted tape right there. More of the same all throughout. Trying to find some of the kind of unique things. This is a little pocket that I made. I like to make little pockets to put things in. And a little bookmark. And this is the spine from one of the books that I used for a journal. It was from a book called Pinafores and Pantalettes. And I sewed it to a piece of fabric paper and makes a wonderful little bookmark, and you can just stick it in the pocket. Little boy and girl figures that I did there. Let's see what else. Wallpaper, I think I mentioned that. Lots of wallpaper. This is from a Christmas card, and I absolutely have no idea who those people are. And a little bookmark I made out of a piece of fabric I had. I took a button right there, zoom in there and you can see it, tied it down to the binding on the outside, and then just brought it around and made little bookmarks. You can put it wherever you want to. I have a couple of bookmarks in here like that. Okay. This is something I love to use, the bottoms of sacks, bags. Pieces of sheet music, more tape, love my tapes, little flaps and pieces, more sack bottom. Here's another bookmarker, some beads I had, and have a little cross that's on paper that's hanging off of it there. Let me see what else. There's little things to put here, there, and yonder. This is an envelope. I love to take the envelopes and use them because they make wonderful pockets to stuff stuff down in. If you got something on the paper you don't really want to show, then cover it up. This right here, this piece here that you see is out of an old book, and I have lots of old books with wonderful pages, but they're brittle from age. So I take and I cover them with wide clear tape. It kind of acts like laminate, and it sturdies it so that it won't fall apart and break. Now here's a little something something, just a piece of fabric sewn onto a piece of paper and attached to that piece of paper. This one right here is all paper sewn together. You see all the stitching. Just scrap pieces of paper sewn together, put in the book. More painted papers. These are out of day planners. I had a whole bunch of those out of an old calendar. This was a print of a drawing I did one time. And a children's math book, plain paper. So that's about it. This is some calligraphy a friend of mine did and gave me the sheets to practice calligraphy. Greeting cards are wonderful. I have tons of cards. And then the back, I have a angel glued in there. And then there's the back. So that's just a quick look through one of my journals. I just kind of want to go through a few of my materials here. I'll put that all back together in a minute. But I want to go through some of my materials that I use. And this is just a smattering. I have so much stuff that I use that there's no way to go through it all. But this is one of those little books you can buy. It's one of those Tim Holtz things, and it's a whole bunch of little words that you just can peel out and stick on. But I like to do my own. And you can take labels, Avery labels, paint them, write your own words on them, do your own thing. Also just take and write with paint, tube paint, onto other materials, and you can cut them out and you can use words like that. A lot of different ways you can do words. In here I just have several things. What I want to show you, these are, I like to put bookmarkers in my journals, and this is spines from some of the book covers that I've used, so they make great bookmarks. Just various things, piece of fabric paper, tags, you know, tags are everywhere. You can get them off of anything. This is something that I make and put in some of my journals. It's a little mini journal, and it's taped. It's a taped journal. It's not bound, and just has some little pages just for little notes, and then I have it. I have a string around it, and you can. Yeah, I can stick those in the journal, like in one of my pockets that I make, and then you've got an extra little journal. I don't put the same thing in every journal. Some journals have that, some journals have other things. I have lots of these little envelopes here from the Grand Hotel. I think they had mints in them. My daughter actually brought those to me years ago. I love little envelopes. And I recycle junk mail envelopes and use all in my art. Another thing's kind of fun to do. These are these are hot glue thingies. And I may just demonstrate doing this sometime, but it's real simple. You just take and put your hot glue out on a piece of glass. Let me get that where you can see it. Put your hot glue on a piece of glass and make your shape and paint, and then you can just peel it off of the glass. Then that can be glued into your journal and used. So I've got lots of little pieces of hot glue stuff, and I may do that, demo that on one of my videos. Let's see what else I got. Lots of stickers. I mean, my gosh, you can get stickers everywhere, and I love to use stickers that just come in the mail, or I have found. I go through a lot of things, and you can just stick those stickers on anywhere and do things with them. All kinds of letters, stickers, fun. Don't throw any scrap, anything away. This piece would be used good for a tie on a journal. So that's just a few. I mean, I've got, you know, this is stuff from cards that I've cut up off of cards, and pieces that just are interesting that you can put in your journal somewhere. So, don't throw anything away, what can I say? And this is something else that's so much fun to do. These are some of my beads. The Sculpey beads are so easy to make, and I'm sure probably most of you who are crafters already know how to do this. I might demo it sometime, but it's relatively not a new idea, but lots of fun. I have a good time, and then I take these beads and I I can put them on the spine of my book or whatever. So there you are, just a few little things. Of course, my paper tape, and like I said, I have a workshop where I teach how to make the paper tape, and I love paper tape, and I've had a good time with experimenting with it and doing things with it. So if you're interested in that, we'll get you on over to that. It's just a little quick workshop, but lots of fun. I kind of made all the mistakes, and so I'm passing along to you the right way to do it so you don't make the mistakes I did in making paper tape. So that's that, and just wanted to share with you, and glad to be back doing something. So till next time, take care. Bye.